Hey everyone, Mah-Dry-Bread here. Pokemon Emerald with only Solrock and Lunatone was fairly fast thanks to decent stats. Let's follow that up with a highly requested one. Today's the day that we figure out, would I be able to beat Pokemon Platinum with a team of only one Eevee? I'm sure you already know plenty about Eevee with all the challenges I've done with it, but for the uninitiated, Eevee is a pretty underwhelming normal type Pokemon that typically has pretty bad type coverage. Our stats are all fairly low and even, and by level up, our only attacking moves are normal and dark, leaving us to mostly just use strong normal moves to brute force our way through. By TM, we can learn a few more attacking types, but not much. However, we can learn Return, and because this is Gen 4, the ability Adaptability exists. We might have an easy time because of that. I'll get more into that later, though. Like always, I'm writing the script as I go through with the challenge, so all of this part is being written before I've started. Everyone comment down below and guess if I can win or not. If the Munchlax run was anything to go by, there will be a ton of fighting types. I should be able to win, but I might have to be level 100. Let's explain the rules. In combat, I can only use Eevee. I'll need other Pokemon to use HMs, but I won't be allowed to use any of those Pokemon in battle. No glitches or exploits, no items in battle, only Pokeballs, held items, and items outside of combat are allowed. Also, if you enjoy the video, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more. Let's do this. So right off the bat, I used the Universal Pokemon Randomizer to replace Turtwig with Eevee so that we can do the whole run with it. I picked to replace Turtwig so that our rival would have Monferno, probably the hardest for us to fight. I named him Eevee because that's hilarious. Our nature is serious, so no stat changes. I would have liked more attack, but I'll survive. Our ability is Adaptability. It raises our same type attack bonus from 1.5 times to 2 times, a massive jump that could carry us through the entire challenge. Adaptability mixed with max friendship return could be a run-winning combo. Speaking of return, I decide to learn it right away. This will be our best move, but since we start with low friendship, it'll probably take a few battles before this is actually stronger than tackle. At level 9, we get into the first real rival fight, and it went about as well as usual. Again, the AI doesn't seem to really want to win this fight, so I suspect that he would have just spammed stuff like Growl and Leer if I had low health. Now, the first gym is a rock one, so I'm sure you remember from the Munchlax run just how rough this can be. I can hardly beat a single Geodude, let alone the gym, so I started grinding early. I try to mostly just fight lots of Shinx because they give attack effort values, and I may as well start getting that early. This is incredibly slow because I'm not only grinding on much weaker Pokemon, but on very specific Pokemon, but it's gonna pay off in the long run. I tried the Rock Gym at level 16, but it wasn't even close. I was kinda lucky to even beat Geodude, to be honest, as we did next to nothing against Onix. All I can do is continue to grind until I can overpower these guys, seeing as we can't get Iron Tail or Dig yet. At level 18, I try again, and we got so much closer this time. We can even manage to take out Onix on this attempt, but it's still not a victory. Okay, at level 20, I think I can do this. Finally, at level 20, we got this run where I got lucky enough where Onix missed Screech, and because of that, we had enough health by the end to win. I had to try this fight quite a few times because Screech was just ruining us. At the Valley Windworks, we managed to take down Commander Mars on the first try, but our Purugly nearly took us down. It was a lot closer than I thought it would be, which makes me worry about how the next Commander fight will go. The Grass Gym after that, on the other hand, was completely one-sided. They probably could have taken us down if they just attacked every turn instead of setting up things they didn't need, but they wasted so much time that we got an easy victory. Commander Jupiter was rough, much like Mars. We won, but it was only because Skuntank used Poison Gas. If she just used Night Slash every turn, we would have easily lost. So, next is the Ghost Gym, and because Return doesn't hit Ghosts, we have to rely on Bite, a move that's much weaker than using Adaptability Return. Because of that, I decided to just fight every single trainer between here and there to get as strong as I can, so that I don't waste a ton of time. By the time we get to the Ghost Gym, we actually ended up having a really easy first try. Mind you, this is only because Duskull flinched and thus couldn't burn us with Will-O-Wisp, but I'm not gonna complain. That fight was one I was pretty worried about. Right after that, there was our rival, but much to my surprise, it was a no-damage sweep. I really didn't see that coming. I kinda thought the attack drop from Intimidate would have been a bigger problem. The Fighting Gym, on the other hand, actually stalled our momentum. We can't one-shot Machoke, so even if Karate Chop doesn't crit, we end up going down to Lucario's Drain Punch. Because of that, I have to grind. Considering just how strong Adaptability Return is, learning a move like Dig for the type advantage will actually do less damage than Return, so just leveling up a bit should solve this. At level 44, I try a few more times, but Lucario is actually able to take us out on his own, even with him being 12 levels lower than us. We're in Veilstone though, so what if I came back with a Silk Scarf? Confusingly enough though, when I try a few more times with the Silk Scarf, it doesn't seem to be doing any extra damage. It should be boosting the power of normal moves by 20% in this gen, so I'm not really sure why we aren't getting him to at least red health. Unfortunately, this means I have to level up a bit though, at least until we're faster than Lucario. I tried this fight again every single level up to see if I would be faster, and of course, on the one run where I was finally faster than Lucario, I got a critical hit. If I would have gotten that critical hit sooner, I would have won this fight before all of the grinding. It's like the game is just playing a prank on me. After that is another rival fight, but they only got one hit on us with Mach Punch. Outside of that minor damage, we swept through the whole team with Return. The Water Gym after that, on the other hand, was a quick loss. Floatzel is faster than us, and considering that we're a glass cannon, being outsped is a death sentence. I have to level up again. A few levels later, and we're still slower than Floatzel, but we ended up being strong enough to tank a few hits and take him down as well as the rest of his team. Honestly, I'm just surprised that I was still slower than Floatzel. His speed must be crazy. Thankfully, after that was the first Cyrus fight, and it was a no-damage sweep, so at least we don't have to grind for that. But next will be another rival fight, and this one is usually a pretty big leap in difficulty. At the first fight, we nearly got taken out fast when Heracross survived with a sliver of health and almost took us out in one hit. But we still hung on, and Return still pushed through the rest of his team just fine. Next is the Steel Gym though, so I hope we're all looking forward to running into that brick wall. Once we get there, we actually do much better than expected. Steelix even almost went down, but it still wasn't even close to a victory. I have an idea that might help us though. I go grab the TM for Dig. Normally this wouldn't really help in a lot of cases because adaptability return is still so strong, but this will be double super effective against both Meganton and Bastiodon, and there's no way we could brute force Bastiodon with return alone. It's picking between a super powered up return that he double resists, or Dig, which he's double weak against. We'd actually do more with Dig for once. I try again, this time with Dig, and a Shell Bell to heal. Magneton went down easily, and we were able to take down Steelix with Tail Whip and 3 returns, but we had abysmal health by the time he went down. Last was Bastiodon, and Dig dropped his health into red before he ate a berry. I thought I was doomed, but he missed Stone Edge, giving us the chance we needed to finish him off. That stunning victory transitions us into the part of the game where we have to travel all over and get into a whole lot of fights with Team Galactic, but they don't really stand a chance against us at this point. The Ice Gym is next though, and that's usually a hard one. First try at the Ice Gym, and it goes decently though, but we didn't end up winning because we take ridiculous damage from Snowbomba's Avalanche. We came close to one-shotting him though, so maybe if we just use a Silk Scarf instead of a Shell Bell, we could win. Second try, and it does one-shot Snowbomba, so we go into the Frostlass fight with much more health, but we still can't win. Thanks to her berry, we can't take her down in 2 bites, so we just easily go down to Blizzard. Maybe I should just level up a few times and stick with the Shell Bell? I level up a few times and try again. This time we outsped Sneasel and didn't take any opening damage, but we still got messed up by Snowbomba's Avalanche. I thought that I'd be able to one-shot it without the Silk Scarf, but no dice. For Frostlass, we were actually able to hang on and finish her off this time thanks to just being a little bit healthier, and last was Pilosline, who we were able to one-shot with return. Last before the Distortion World is the second Cyrus fight. It was an easy battle, but we all know that the next Cyrus fight is going to be much harder, and we still took a massive damage from Crobat's Poison Fang. I'm gonna need to do a serious grind to prepare for that fight. So it's back to the usual grinding spot. As I'm sure you can see from the footage, this isn't as smooth of a point to level in as usual. The experience is pretty good, but the travel time isn't great, and some of the Pokemon are pretty slow for us to take down. I don't even bother with the Gravelers half the time because they have Earthquake, and I don't want to get knocked out while I'm underground using Dig. I don't have much of a choice though. It's just far too punishing to lose to Cyrus at the end of the Distortion World and be forced to grind and go all the way back through it again. It's best that I bite the bullet and grind early. Finally, I get to Cyrus after many level ups, and we have an awful problem. If we use the Shell Bell, then we keep leaving Pokemon alive with red health and taking extra hits. Too many to survive. But if we use the Silk Scarf, we can one-shot more of them, but we'll always run out of health on Crobat that's faster than us. That means we have to faint, go to a Poke Center, grind, and climb all the way back up next time we want to try this. This part is always a pain. At level 79, I try again with a Shell Bell, but even with a lucky crit taking Gyarados down before he could hit us, we still don't have enough health by the time we got to Crobat. I try it with the Silk Scarf next, and it was looking the whole way through like it was going to have the exact same ending, but we ended up hanging on from Crobat's attack with only 6 health, then one-shot him with Return. Finally, we can make some progress. Last for the gyms is the Electric Gym, and believe it or not, we actually beat it first try in spite of being paralyzed and attacking second. This is one of those 50-50 fights where anyone could have won, but it was only going to take a few tries anyway. And last for the pre-Elite Four fights, we have the final rival fight, but we totally swept him with Return on our first try, and that's with us being paralyzed by Snorlax. We've become a bit of a beast in the last few hours of this run. I'm feeling kind of good about our chances. Let's take one last look at our stats here. I don't like how low our defense is, but our attack and speed are pretty solid, and when you mix that with the Silk Scarf held item, adaptability ability, and our maxed out Friendship Return, that's pretty unstoppable. Someone in the comments is going to have to do the math on that one and share it with us, because I really want to know how much power would be on that. Make your final guesses on if we can win or not. Let's do this. First is Bug Trainer Aaron. Return was strong enough to just about take out his whole team in one hit, so we hardly got hurt. Second is Ground Trainer Bertha, and this is where we hit a wall again. Even with our insanely powered up Return, we just can't deal enough damage to her team to blast through our usual way. Our defense is so low that anyone we can't one-shot will take a pretty big chunk out of our health. If we're taking this much damage from Bertha, I have no idea how we'd survive Cynthia's Garchomp. I should probably just level up more. Even after coming back all the way at level 90 though, we still get destroyed on every single attempt. I wish there was a move we could use to deal with this, but because of all of our bonuses, it doesn't really matter that Return is resisted, it's still our strongest move. Even if Dig were stronger, they can cut us off with Earthquake while underground. I'm starting to think that I'm gonna have to be max level. Eventually, we finally get our first successful attempt at taking down Hippowdon before he could use Yawn, and it might have been only because of a crit, just for the last Pokemon to be Rhyperior, who completely crushes us with Earthquake. Okay, max level it is! Finally, at level 100, I try the fight over and over, but we just can't take enough hits. Every single time I end up getting to Rhyperior, I can't quite finish it off. It's hardly a sliver away on some attempts, and this is with the Silk Scarf. I have an idea though. We only need him to waste one turn. I should come back with the TM Swagger. After just about a dozen more tries, we finally get this run where we get to Rhyperior at half health, hit Swagger, she hurts herself, and I go for Dig. She snaps out of confusion, but we were underground for Mega Horn, so she missed. We almost finished her with Dig, but then she missed with a Mega Horn while we were up, something that would have easily taken us down. Thanks to that, we were able to finish it off with Return. Third is Fire Trainer Flint. Thankfully, this was just a no damage sweep. I needed a break after that Bertha battle. Fourth is Psychic Trainer Lucian, who was also a sweep, although we took just a little damage towards the end. Finally, Pokemon Champion Cynthia. Spiritomb is first, and normally this is the weak link in her team, but in many of my attempts, we lost most of our health to her. Thankfully, this time she flinched on the first bite, so she only hit us once. Second is Lucario, who almost went down in one hit, then nearly one-shot us with Aura Sphere. She healed though, and we're faster, so we got in our 2 hits in a row to take her down. Third is Togekiss, who was thankfully a one-shot, since another Aura Sphere would have finished us easily. Fourth is Garchomp, who thankfully we outsped and nearly one-shot, but she missed her Dragon Rush that would have ended us, so we took her down. Melodic is mostly a special defense tank, so we took her out and returned just fine, and last was Roserade, who was also a one-shot with Return, winning us the run. Well, that was brutal. I came into this run thinking that it would be one of the easier Eevee challenges, just for it to be that hard. I can't believe that I didn't have to use Double Team for that at the end. I really hope you guys like that run. For next Saturday's challenge, and I can't believe I'm actually doing this one, my friend Truth and I are going to be doing Elder Scrolls Oblivion with 2 people controlling one character. I'm going to be controlling the mouse, he's going to be controlling the keyboard, and it's a first-person game. This is gonna be completely ridiculous, and I have no idea how awful it's going to be. As always, I'm looking at your suggestions in the comments, in the challenge request section of my Discord channel, and on Twitter. Subscribe, ring the bell, stay tuned. If you want to see me do more challenges like this, please let me know in the comments or on Twitter. I can always use more ideas from you guys on what I should do next. Also, check out the playlist in the description to watch all the Pokemon challenges that I've already uploaded. If you guys want to see more Pokemon stuff from me, my friend WhatAGeek and I have done randomizer playthroughs of Heart Gold and Soul Silver, Black and White, Red and Blue, and now we're doing Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire over on his channel, linked in the description. You can also watch myself, WhatAGeek, and Goosit playing Pokemon Stadium and Pokemon X here on my channel. Also, come to my Twitch TV streams and tell me that this video sent you. It's always cool to hear how you found the channel. Thank you everybody so much for watching, and until next time, have a nice day.